Thousands of people out last night. They put hundreds of kids through that foam area. Our vendor market did well last night. Food trucks were busy. Just a fun night. It was windy, rain here and there, but it was a great night. It was fun.
Welcome to Herrimanology,
the official podcast to keep up with Herriman City.
We'll take you inside the city, explore the latest news and updates, show you how your government operates, and discuss the issues that affect us all. Now, here are your hosts talking all things Herriman on Herrimanology.
All right, welcome to Herrimanology. It is Tuesday, July 22nd, and we're doing kind of a twofer here. We didn't do a podcast last week. I was out of town with family. This week we have Pioneer Day on Thursday, so we're kind of just doing the minimum and doing one podcast for 2 weeks.
It's July. Yes.
It's July. If there was such a thing as a slow time in government, this might be it.
Right.
There's still a lot going on. But
right.
I did meet a podcast listener this morning. I was taking out my garbages at my house. Very smelly, by the way, because I was gone last week on garbage day, so 2 weeks of food buildup. Anyway, I put my garbage outside all week because it was off. Anyway, so I was taking the garbages out, and a neighbor of mine, apparently, I learned this, Tim. I met Tim. He said, I had no idea the podcast guy lived on my street.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, all right. So he lives on the other end of the street from me. Shout out, Tim.
How cool is that?
Yeah, so podcast is getting around. So
yes, it is.
I'm John LaFollette, Communications Manager for Herriman City, joined today by Mayor Palmer. How are you doing?
Good to be here. Fantastic.
Glad you weren't blown away on all the wind we've had recently.
It's been a weird couple of weeks.
It's been hot, but hasn't been super windy until recently, and now it's darn near every day.
Yeah, it's been rough.
There was some wind last night at the foam party, Yeti's foam party.
Yes, there
super
was.
fun, by the way. There was a big, I guess, pit. It's really just a grass area that's kind of barriered off, and I remember Lauren, our events manager, was asked to describe the foam party. She's like, literally, we just shoot foam at kids, and they love it. And that's kind of the whole event.
And they did love it.
Yes.
It was so much fun.
Especially when the foam NATO, as we're calling it, came through and just brought a whole bunch of foam from the pit, dumped it on the vendor marketplace, and everyone's like, what's going on?
It was crazy. I was over in the vendor place when that happened. Yes. So
imagine the surprise.
It was fun.
So good time last night. If you missed it, there'll be other events like it in the future. But Yeti's Foam Party, part of the Summer Sunset series, which is a once a month thing. I don't know how to describe it because they're all kind of unique events, but throughout the summer. So this is one of several. We'll have another one in August. That one will be a car show at Crane Park. So we'll talk about that another time. But it was a good time last night.
Thousands of people out last night. They put hundreds of kids through that foam area, right? And then booths, our vendor market did well last night.
Good.
Food trucks were busy. It was just a fun night. It was windy, but rain here and there, but it was a great night. It was fun.
I had the camera out, and it was interesting. I kept going under the pavilion or the band stage to protect the camera because it's dumping rain for a few minutes at a time, and I felt like I was the only one who noticed it was raining because everybody else acted totally normal.
We were just wet.
Here are these giant raindrops just dropping everywhere. I guess it's a water party of sorts.
Right,
so
right.
I felt like I was the only one who noticed, but didn't seem to bother anyone else. So
it was crazy.
That's good.
It was
good time.
Fun.
Yep. We mentioned Pioneer Days this week, which means phase 2 of summer fireworks season. Thankfully, didn't have any major incidents from the 4th of July as far as wildfires or anything like that goes. Pioneer Day is super fun. Good family time, lots of traditions going around, lots of very unique traditions to the state of Utah.
Yes.
But it also is firework time, so be safe and have fun whatever you're doing, but use good judgment too. We'll say this again. People ask us all the time, can we buy, well, they don't ask, they demand that we ban fireworks, and Herriman City can't.
Correct.
We've asked
several times
in a way,
yes.
And we can't. It's state law that fireworks are allowed, and to do an entire sweeping firework ban, though, it'd have to come from the state level. But we do have some measures that we've taken to try to restrict them to make it a little bit safer in our community.
And again, we say it's one thing, you can do them, but please be careful, right? I love a good fireworks show. I love my fireworks, but we can be smart about this and just keep our community protected.
I was talking with Mitch earlier this morning in our communications department. There are a lot of other things in our lives that we do or use that are fun or just part of life that can be dangerous. We have some guardrails around it. We have cars, you have alcohol consumption, you have guns. That's a whole other topic. We're not going to touch that here. But there are a lot of things that can be dangerous if people misuse them. And fireworks can fit in that list. Just because you can use fireworks legally, use good judgment whether you should. And most people are smart and safe. Just be one of those people.
Please, yes. So it's not just about one of us. It's about all of us sticking together this week. Let's get through one more weekend of this hot, crazy, just summer we're having.
Yeah, and I guess that's one thing that makes fireworks unique among that group is a wildfire can affect a lot of people really fast.
Yep.
So anyway, be safe, be smart. Herriman.gov/fireworks has all the information you need either on that page or a link to somewhere else. It has an interactive map on areas that are prohibited for fireworks. We label it as the restricted map, but some people, again, just struggle with the word restricted. Restricted means prohibited.
Yes.
It doesn't mean something in the gray area.
Right. Doesn't mean you can just do the ones on the ground. None.
If your area's red on the map, you can't light fireworks there.
At all. Yep.
Also city parks, city-owned parking lots, things like that.
Yep.
So be smart, be safe. And then next week, there's a significant construction project that's starting. We don't mention every project here because we could do Herrimanology could be based entirely in construction projects.
It's true.
Anyway, there's one on Anthem Park Blvd. So that's between Daybreak Parkway and 126 South. The project will be also known as 118, but there are 3 different sections of 118th. So we'll call it Anthem Park Blvd.
Yep.
A pretty involved project. It's a small area, but it's going to affect a lot. So that's basically from Mountain View Corridor on the east side to Main Street on the west side.
Right.
Pretty heavily traveled area, and starting Monday, we think, unless the contractor changes the schedule again, that's going to be closed, hard closure for several weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to have some big impacts.
Not fun. We talk about that all the time. There's never a good time for a construction project, especially east-west. We know that, but if you drive that road, you know how it's bad. It's rough in that area. We've got to do it. Every year we put that off. It's just going to get worse. So we hate it, but we got to get it done.
So 2 angles of this we wanted to touch on. The project itself is interesting because that road's not very old, but the road base. So you have the pavement, and then underneath you have road base, and that road base is kind of shifting and it's failing. So it needs to be built. Our engineering folks call that a full depth reclamation. So basically they'll have a big machine that mills off the pavement, removes it. Those millings, by the way, will be used on a trail parking lot later.
I love it.
But once that's removed, they'll basically pulverize the road base, break it up a bunch, apply a cement material to it to basically harden it up and firm it up so it doesn't shift over time.
Interesting.
And then they'll repave that and restripe it. That takes time. It's noisy. It's dusty. And unfortunately, in this area, because of the road closure, there'll be some major traffic impacts, including in that intersection on Main Street. And it's going to have some impacts on those businesses.
Yeah.
Those businesses are most of the year at a great spot. They're right along the highway there, right along Main Road. And we're talking JCW's, talking Twisted Sugar, Q Nail Salon, the liquor store some people are familiar with.
Right, yes.
But because of the way that project is going to work, detours to get to those businesses are going to be kind of a pain. So we'd really encourage people to, if you go to those places, or even if you don't, if you drive by that area, honestly, those businesses are probably going to be hurting the next several weeks, and they could probably use some extra effort to go visit them.
Love it. But let's do it. I mean, those are great businesses in our community that give back. So let's get out there and make an effort to support them. I love it.
Yeah. So that's one of the tricky things with any construction project. We've heard from a lot of businesses, and every city does, and any UDOT project or any construction project that affects people, it affects people. And it affects businesses, and we can't really restore that financially.
Right.
But what you can do as residents is still make a way to go visit those businesses and try to make everybody whole. So
yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, that's it for today. Short and sweet.
Like I said, it's quiet month.
Yeah.
It's good.
Anything fun coming up this week for Pioneer Day or otherwise?
You know, I don't usually tell personal stories, but we're excited. We're taking, so Cohen, we have a passport office plug. I'll put in a plug for our passport office here.
Right downstairs.
Right downstairs. Cohen got his passport last year, my little 8-year-old, and he's been begging to use it. Well, we're doing a surprise trip. He doesn't know. There's some changes coming with my wife's employment, so we weren't planning on taking any time. So we're going to, this is a surprise, so hopefully nobody says anything to him. But
Cohen, don't watch the podcast.
Yes, Cohen, don't watch. But flying into Seattle Friday morning, spending the day. He's going to think we're going to surprise him about Seattle. He's always wanted to see the Space Needle. So we're going to, knock that off his bucket list Friday. He's going to think we're in Seattle for the whole weekend. But then we're going to get up. We're taking a ferry Saturday morning over to Victoria, British Columbia, so he can use his passport, right? And it's just a quick 4-day weekend. It's fast, but just trying to knock, you only live once with your kids, and trying to give him that experience to, I don't know, we'll be back Monday night late, and so we're excited. He has no idea this is coming, so it's going to be fun to surprise him.
Oh, he's
hopefully.
Gonna love that.
Hopefully he does.
I'm sure he'll love it. He's a kid who seems to like a lot of things. He like enjoying experiences. So.
He does, yes. He'll love to be in Canada because he, likes to say a lot. So.
Well, enjoy that. Good luck
Thank you.
with travels.
It'll be fun.
Good luck, everybody else, with their family plans or whatever else you're doing, or if you're one of the unlucky few who have to work on Pioneer Day. We know every company is slightly different, so
yeah.
Hopefully you don't feel too left out, but
right.
Catch you on the next one. So
yep.
Anyway, we didn't get any no dumb questions this week, so that's gonna be it. So thank you for carving out a few minutes. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll catch you next time.